It's funny that all us vloggers that were in Malaysia at that time, in here in Istanbul, and we go to a Malaysian restaurant.
We didn't even plan it.
Walnut and that's pistachio.
So this
Baklava burger.
Oh, the baklava burger.
Yeah.
Right, hello. We've just moved into a new flat. I've got a mask on because my nose is still in a bit of a worse wear condition. You'll probably have found out why I'm wearing a mask still and why I've got this cast on by now. I'm masking up a bit more now, just keeping it safe and just making sure that not many people can look and see me because I'm a bit grizzly under the nose, you see. But this is the new apartment we just moved into here in the centre of Istanbul, in a place called Beyoglu. Looks like Beyoglu. This is the bedroom, and yeah, it's quite spacious. It's not bad. It's around €23 a night, which isn't that cheap. You can see in the distance there a lovely view. But look, the point being is that today we're going to go meet some friends of ours, and these friends are quite popular with some of our subscribers. And some of the people we've been in touch with, they love them, so do we, and I thought maybe we could just do a video maybe catching up with them, and just seeing how they've gone. We haven't seen them for a while. Last time we saw them was actually in a completely different country across the world, so to be able to cross paths once again. Alright, walking through the streets of Beyoglu now. You can see it's quite busy. It's a Sunday afternoon, there's tons of people on the streets. It's like, one thing about Istanbul, right, is it's not a morning city. Like people in the morning, the streets are like empty. But by the afternoon, by the evening, everything's open, everything's bustling, you know?
Yeah, we arrived at 7 AM or something, and
Yeah.
we couldn't find a cafe where to sit.
No.
So everything was closed.
There was nothing open. It was crazy. I'm a bit muffled at the moment because I'm wearing something under my nose. So apologies if you need subtitles on this. But we're walking now to a place called Karakoy to meet a couple of our friends. We're going to go for a bit of baklava, a bit of a Turkish classic. So we're going to take the bus over to Karakoy because it's quite a long walk down to Karakoy from Beyoglu. The architecture and the structures and the housing here in Istanbul is absolutely stunning from the outside. Look at that. What are we doing?
Waiting for the bus.
Alright, we are in Karakoy. Well touristy, there's a lot of people around, it's very busy. It's Sunday afternoon here, and the sun is blazing down. Alright, Istanbul doner over here. The thing is, when you think about Istanbul, you think about kebabs. Let me tell you, it's actually true. There are kebabs on every corner. What do you think of Karakoy? You like it?
It's nice. It's always pretty busy. I mean, the whole Istanbul is always pretty busy, to be honest.
Thing is
We're not used to it.
Istanbul is so busy because it's like the final frontier for people that aren't vaccinated, because there's no quarantine needed when you arrive from most countries. So most people have come here. I'll tell you a fun fact for people that watch us and people that have watched us since Malaysia. Ken abroad is half Turkish.
You might have said in the video.
Yeah, you've probably seen, if you watch some of our old videos, you've probably seen Ken somewhere along the lines. Big dude.
Going on an adventure today, out in Istanbul.
Great. He's a great watch. So if you don't know him, definitely check him out. But he is half Turkish. He doesn't let it on. He talks about being German all the time. Never mentions the Turkish side.
It's supposed to be down here, I believe.
Oh yeah. This is the place to have baklava, like.
Really?
Yeah. Even our local friend says the best shop in Istanbul.
In Istanbul, because if you get out of Istanbul, it has to be Gaziantep.
Gaziantep is.
Right, there you go. You've heard it from the experts themselves.
Karakoy,
Beyoglu.
Beyoglu.
Beyoglu. You don't pronounce the G though. It's like
Just like read this because we're the wrong person to pronounce it.
yeah.
Right, so these are the special guests. These were the two we were coming to see. We haven't seen them since Thailand. It's been a while,
Long
hasn't it?
time.
Hat Yai, yeah.
Hat Yai. Is it Hat Yai?
Hat Yai, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Oh my gosh, it was like first month of our Thailand.
No, like their first week.
Yeah, we did actually meet.
I think June, May or June,
By
yeah.
the way, there's a YouTube program. They're like,
Oh
I think
yeah.
they're showing about it on YouTube.
Yes.
So you guys have been in Turkey for
2 months now.
2 months.
Yeah.
There we go.
And mostly in Istanbul.
Most of the time Istanbul, a little traveling, but mostly here.
That goes to show that we love Istanbul.
Such a cool city, like really love it here. Nice to have you guys here.
Now these guys are like the ultimate food channel. Let me tell you, me and Julia watch them every time we have dinner. It's the ultimate foodie program. You just got to trust me. You've got to give it a go. And if you don't watch it already, it's worth checking them out.
Thanks, guys.
We rate them highly. Every time they suggest something to us, we try and make it down to that place because we know it's going to be good. And some of the places we've been to on this trip have been thanks to these guys. So big shout out to them.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
From the past, so this is like Malaysia all over
We never
again.
met in Malaysia. It's like I feel like we should have met in Malaysia.
We didn't actually meet in Malaysia, did we? That's
No.
the hardest thing.
But I felt like we knew each other just
And we
watching the
just bumped
videos.
each other in Thailand, like, hi guys, like, oh, hi.
That was the strangest thing. We didn't actually meet in Malaysia. It was actually Thailand the first time.
Not even planned.
randomly.
It was.
Came up on us.
It was in the mall. It was in the mall. The thing was, is we knew you were in Thailand, but we weren't sure you'd be in Hat Yai or anything. We knew you were in the south.
Yeah.
Last time we heard from you, it was in Trang,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we were like, oh, they're in Trang, so they're nearby. We might bump into them at some point. We might message them when we've arrived and settled down and say, hey guys, we're in the south as well. But right, anyway,
Should we try this?
let's get sort of stuck in maybe.
This one looks like a tiramisu.
This is just chocolate.
And walnut. Walnut in there.
Oh, and yeah,
Walnut and that's pistachio.
So this was a recommendation from them. What's this one? This is the
Baklava burger.
Oh, the baklava burger.
Yeah.
I would say
Like you literally eat it handheld like this.
It does.
It's about
It does look a Philippine trolley, yeah.
Literally-
No, this is the first time he's
It's
gonna
not like
have it.
Turkish baklava, I tell you.
I mean, we've been having baklava, but this is the first time we had it
Really?
this way. Oh my lord.
Julia, give it a whirl.
Let's start with this one. It does look like melted ice cream.
Yeah. Go with the baklava.
I don't know who's got water. Put it down.
It's really good.
It's really good.
Cold.
It actually doesn't taste like baklava. I think it's like the milk and the chocolate reminds me of it sounds weird, but when we get like cereal bowls with chocolate stuff. It's really nice.
It's cold baklava with milk or milk
Milk, yeah.
Milk and
drenched in milk.
it's actually really good.
And it's-
How do you start with that?
Let's start with the chocolate one first, because this one's the plain one. Yeah, that's a big mouthful. Am I going to fit this in my mouth? That is actually incredible. It's actually better than I even thought it would be. That is a dessert I like. We paid 51 lira for that, which is about £4, £4.50,
Yeah.
£5 euros.
Two plates, though.
It's two
Each
plates.
plate's about 27 or 25.
Right, yeah.
It's not bad. You get 4 pieces. Get out of this crazy.
Alright, we are out in the middle of Karakoy at the moment, down by the docks, the boats. You can see how busy it is here. It's absolutely mental. People everywhere. It's a Sunday evening, so you can imagine everyone's been out, or everyone is out. And underneath the docks, by all the boats, you've got this market underneath in this tunnel. Honestly, surprised people come shopping here. Go down to the boats and then you come do a bit of shopping. People do apparently. It's a thing. It's a thing. Prices here are cheap as well. You can get slippers for 30 lira. You know, I'm seeing things for 30 lira, 20 lira, £2, £3 for a pair of slippers. The thing is about Turkey is it's actually surprisingly cheap. Accommodation in Istanbul is not that cheap for the tourist. But when you venture out in town, you realise how cheap things are and affordable. It's a good vibe. Look at this. Over here you got a bit of history as well. Every corner you go on in Istanbul, there's always history. There's always something around to check out. Look at that. That's the beauty about Istanbul. It's full of hills and history, and it's very different to what I expected Turkey to look like. You know, when you think of Turkey, you think of the Grand Bazaar, and you think of it having more of a Middle Eastern and Moroccan vibe. But actually, Istanbul is surprisingly European in that sense. Yeah, well. So lo and behold, we were with Greg and Jumi, and they've taken us to the Malaysian restaurant, the only Malaysian restaurant in Istanbul.
Yep.
If you haven't seen their video on it, check it out.
Oh no, they're Malay. They're Malayan there. Even
they're
our
Malay?
waiter was like from Selangor and everything.
Really?
Yeah, we were talking about.
Lo and behold, we're all in a Malaysian restaurant here. all the ex-Malaysian vloggers.
Malaysian adoptees.
Yeah.
We're filling the void, you see. It's they got curry puffs here, curry puff. I think we're gonna get some of them, Julia's favourites, and obviously Roti Canai.
In a red zone.
Like 2 weeks.
Yeah, within 2 weeks.
Got some Thai in here.
So I think
They
it
got
wasn't
rendang.
even 14 days.
I
That's the red
absolutely
zone. So
love
technically we could have
rendang.
not gone into some way, but no one checked.
Fortunately, it's all with
Yeah,
meat.
I think it was.
Couldn't go in anywhere.
I think we're gonna have to go for a roti cheese and
But then we just left
some standard roti canai.
This
I don't see Roti John in there, unfortunately. No Roti John.
Oh, you like roti john?
No, it's meat.
It's me.
We always laugh though because of Roti John.
I
Why is it
know.
called roti john?
Well, it's that story. It's like I think it was like
a
apparently it may have
story,
been
is
from
it?
Singapore, but it was like a Westerner wanted a burger and they didn't have it, so they made him like this thing, and he's like, "Oh, here's your roti, John." And John's from like a word for Westerner, like, "Oh, here's your roti, John."
There we go. That's the story of Roti John. I didn't know that.
We had it a few times, and we researched it so we could talk about it
So
in
his
the video.
name wasn't even John.
No,
Amazing.
that's the name they just gave him for like Westerner.
For a while, we became friends with him. He's like, oh, 200 lira per night, which is like not bad.
We've got syrup bandas. Oh, it's nice. It's not that
It's
sweet
different.
actually. It's not as sweet as usual.
How do you say cheers in Malaysian? I'm not
They don't say cheers.
saying
Most Malays don't know. Finally having my rice.
I know, nice to have like non-buttered rice.
Asian rice.
In Turkey, a lot of
Your
rice
nasi
is like
putih.
butter.
The nasi putih. I am finally having a legit rice.
I know.
The Asian rice.
Yeah.
Reminiscing about all the lockdowns, the CMCO in
MCO, CMCO,
MCO.
RMCO.
It became confusing now. We have so many lockdowns in so many different places that
True.
they're like getting some kind of blurry state in my mind.
It's good memories, those.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's across Narati Wat. Yeah.
But yeah, they're getting cold. Yeah.
Yeah, I miss like wok fried food.
We have really good chicken.
Really good.
I still think my favorite curry puffs are the one from Blue Boy though.
And the Blue Boy ones in KL, yeah. So we were saying this is our first cheese roti in since we had roti in London, maybe.
But that wasn't perfect.
Here we go. Oh. It's really good. Cheese roti is so gluttonous, but it's so good. So that was Nur Mohammed Malaysian restaurant here in Istanbul. It's funny that all us vloggers that were in Malaysia at that time in here in Istanbul, and we go to a Malaysian restaurant.
We didn't even plan it.
We didn't plan it.
No, we didn't.
We walked past it and...
Once we started walking around, I'm like, let's just walk by, you know?
Yeah.
I'll show you guys where it is.
Like cold us.
And before you know it, we sat down having Roti Canai, Titarik, and catching up on the good times of CMCO and MCO in Malaysia. The first ever lockdown. Man. When that lockdown got announced, they said the lockdown would last 2 weeks. It was in March 2020.
Yep.
And they said it would be a 2-week lockdown. It ended up going on for 3 months, that lockdown.
Yep.
It was, in fact, it's kind of still continued, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we had that one stretch in the summer where everything was wide open from like July to September.
And then it closed up again, did it?
A little bit. And then
I'll tell you what, that whole experience was life-changing for all of us. We had such a good time.
Malaysia.
Never ever forget it. You know, the warm country that is Malaysia. It's,
No place like it.
There isn't, is there?
No.
We've all spent the time looking in other Southeast Asian countries for that vibe, you know. But it's been difficult to replicate.
We had a proper Malaysian meal in Turkey, of all places.
We did, and the prices in there were very similar to Malaysian prices. I thought it's going to be really expensive here in Istanbul, but no.
Roti Canai is like 2 ringgit equivalent.
Yeah.
It's about 2 ringgit.
Yeah, it is about that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. Yeah, 2.5 ringgit. You know.
Turkey would be like what, 5 ringgit maybe.
5 ringgit.
5 or 6 ringgit.
I mean, you can't knock that couple of ringgit out here in almost Europe for a Roti Canai. It's proper as well. Good staff, nice friendly staff. We just had a photo with them as well. I don't know how well the photo is going to turn out because I think the aperture wasn't up and it's probably quite dark. So that was a little fun trip around with Greg and Jumi. Some of you might have kept up with Greg and Jumi along their travels in Turkey. If you haven't been keeping up with them, check out what they've been up to. They were just recently in Bursa. Honestly, amazing episode. Some exciting stuff in the pipeline maybe. And so yeah, keep up with both of us. And yeah, see you soon.